Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, pranam, pranam.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam, pranam, pranam.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. For the past few days, for the past 2 days, Papa has been prompting us to deeply study, deeply ponder over, deeply contemplate upon. The preparatory measures to know the essence of spirituality, There are so many, but one path he has prescribed now, out from the in-depth study. It starts with becoming aware of the grace. If we try to go deeper and deeper into it, that itself will clear everything. Because everything is happening only by His will. Our individual will comes and says, I am doing it. So we try gradually to somehow tame. Everything is happening only by His will. He has facilitated everything for us, within and without. So we become, in Papa's case, right from the start he was aware of the grace. That God is guiding him. God is behind everything. That's why yesterday we remembered, J.V. Vaswani Maharaj, he said, I am not alone, you are with me. Every now and then we try to repeat this in our own language. I am not alone, you are with me. That is the truth. But I forget. It should not become a ritual. So what do? We don't do it regularly. in our own language, okay? Malayalam or Tamil or Telugu or Hindi. मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ, आप हमारे साथ है, no? आप मेरे साथ है, something like that. ഞാൻ ഒറ്റയ്ക്കല്ല, അങ്ങ് എപ്പോഴും എൻ്റെ കൂടെയുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ ഉണ്ടാകില്ല, നീ എപ്പോഴും എൻ്റെ കൂടെ ഇരിക്കായി. അപ്പടി this, when we try, we become aware of His grace, because but for Him we are not there, no? We are here only because of Him. So that is the first important preparatory measure with which only we can start the journey. And every now and then we have to keep on reminding. Then comes some clarity about the word Ram, which Papa uses regularly. So many dimensions came. So here he is not an entity as such. He is the subtle and mysterious power, indwelling and all-pervading. His presence can be felt only through His creation. So who is Ram? And then Ram and Spirit. We have some idea about the Spirit within us. So then it has been pointed out that if we just look at the heart, if we just look at the blood supply, if we just look at the functioning of the digestion, if we look at any of these things, we will find even the breathing, everything is done by that power. It does not ask us, we have no control. So we slowly try to realize that is the Spirit. And the Spirit and Ram are one. That is the indwelling Spirit. That is the subtle and mysterious power. We may forget, but we try to bring this dimension as many times as possible. Then comes me and Ram. So Ram is there, but if Ram is not there, I am not there. So me and Ram is intertwined. It is not separate. So that clarity. Then comes, we have to rely on Him who is inside, not outside. Even after knowing something about it, even after tasting the sweetness through a Mahatma, even after going through the Leelas of Bhagavan, through Puranas, with all that, we still feel the me and mine is intact. Still we plan, we go, we try to do that. We have not been able to feel that He is behind everything. So we have to go within. We have been looking up to somebody for answers. Even scriptures, gurus. When we hear something, we are happy. But the moment we are away, what happens to us? This is the reality, we have to bring it before us. Have we been able to live up to what has been told to us? No. That is why Papa insists that our reliance should be on the Guru within. Because that process itself refines us. Because we are trying to dig out the guidance from Him who is within. If we rely upon any other external matter, we don't look at Him. Unknowingly, unwittingly, not that we mean anything bad. He says Guru is within, God is within. That we don't apply our mind. We know from our life, Papa Mataji's teachings we have heard, we have been hearing. What had happened to us? So reliance on the inner Guru. And the dominance of me and mine. That also we should be very careful. Cautious, how to tame him, how to bring down his dominance in us. Under the banner of even organizational discipline, it will slowly streak in. Under the banner of helping somebody, slowly this me and mine will be, we may not be knowing at all. What is happening to us, even in ashram, that also. Have we been able to see Papa in everybody? This question should come back to us often. It is a big no. So we are trying, me and my, so long as me and mine is there, it will be difficult for me to accept him first inside, then only I can accept him in others. So this is another important point. Then Ramnam, all our spiritual discipline should not be for any other purpose except for knowing that he is within. Any spiritual discipline. In the meantime, we also got confused because Mataji, we have been associating probably a bit closer. Many of us would not have seen Papa, but most of whenever we visit, we spend our time with Mataji, and we hear Mataji talking always about Papa. Initially, the confusion was there to a very great extent. When we read Papa's book, we find only Ram. When Mataji talks to us, always she will say Papa. So what is the connection between Ram and Papa? So it took a lot of time for us. Then when she had clarified, she was clear. But that part we were not clear, that's all. And finally, when Mataji defined many years back, I probably must be in 2004 or 5 or 6, when we went to JK's Vasanta Vihar in Chennai, and when we came back, when we were taking up something in the Satsang, at that time the great void, that was coming us. To get more and more expansion about great void. Then finally we were led to with the Divine Mother, where Mataji had beautifully explained about great void. So at that time, she had made it very clear. Her question was, do you know who Papa is? So Papa is the Nirguna, Nirvigara, Niragara, Shashvata, Ananda Swarup. Immediately we brought it out in the form of a small book. So that instead of our sharing this view, if they go through Mataji's own words, probably that may give them more clarity, because they have been directly hearing the word Papa from Mataji. So Mataji meant Ram, wherever Papa was using the word Ram, Mataji is using the word Papa, that's all. That also she got the permission from Papa, and Papa had ensured that she meant only the transcendental truth. Later on we came to know that even she has asked these 11 times of reading only for the Nirguna Tattva, Nirguna Tattva, Nirguna Tattva. So this journey, that was also made clear. So these are all the preparatory measures which we covered. And the next is, simultaneously we have to ponder over. First comes, our own origin. Nirguna Tattva, you must be very clear about it. So then we were led to know in glimpses of divine vision, the first quotation of Papa says, try to enter into the mysterious origin of your and world life. To know who you are in reality is the real quest. To arrive at this truth, you have to, by a systematized process of thought and discipline, transcend all human limitations set by the body, mind, intellect, and then embarking on the realm of the spirit. Embarking on the realm of the spirit, that is Nirguna Tattva. Realize your immortal, changeless, blissful nature. So Papa wanted all of us to do some thinking on our origin, so that we will be able to connect ourselves properly, initially with the Ram, and then finally the journey towards Ram will also get more and more clarified. Though we read what all is a subtle and mysterious power, still it is only an intellectual assimilation. But when we go deeper into our own origin, that will pave the way for getting the connectivity will be there. So there, so many dimensions came, but in Bhagavad Gita, in 4 or 5 slokas, Lord clears this doubt. Arjuna, know that I am the eternal seed of all beings. From that, everybody came, everything came, and parents are instrumental causes for that. They also come from their parents. They have come from their parents. Ultimately, there should be a starting point, So that is why he said, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. And in 9th chapter, 18th sloka, he said, I am the supreme goal of all living beings, and I am also their sustainer, master, witness, which were not known to us till then. Abode, shelter, friend, then I am the origin and the resting place of creation. I am the repository and the eternal seed. And again in chapter number 10, Shloka 39, I am the generating seed of all living beings. O Arjuna, no creature moving or non-moving can exist without me. I am the generating seed of all living beings. Creativity, How that power, when it is encased in the seed and when it sprouts to a fully grown man, think about it. Bhujanga Shetty could not contain that word, So he said, the wisdom necessary to fertilize an egg and turn it into a fully grown man or woman is beyond our intelligence. We are looking at ourselves, How from a tiny seed, how it has grown up to a full man now. And then another quotation from Bhagavad Gita in chapter number 14, Shloka number 3. My womb is the real Brahman. In it I place the seed. From that, O Bharata, is the birth of all beings. And in the same chapter in Shloka 4, he says, it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and I am the seed-giving father. Very clear. So we have come from that source. Everybody has come from that source. We have forgotten. That is why Papa wanted us to go to the origin, no? So that we will be freed from the me and mine. Not by hearing, but by resorting to some method by which it gets rooted and it becomes an actuality in our life. But we keep on pondering over this. Please make me aware of my origin. I have understood so many things intellectually, but make me experience it. How do I? I am not what I am. I am not what I assume myself to be. I am not what others tell about me. I am not this name, form, movement. I am in it, no doubt. So like that, there should be an experience. And Papa, in that beautiful quotation, he is asking us to go to the origin, to the origin, to the origin. To know who really are is the real quest. And then, along with that, he also wanted us to know the Jnanottara Bhakti. This is something unique. So when we go to the origin, when we try to understand the great void, when we try to understand Ram, when we try to understand the spirit, it all Nirguna Tattva, and then it becomes dry. To establish a relationship with that, it is difficult because we have got a name and form. That is why Papa brought out that, yes, as spirit, he is Nirguna Niragar. But that spirit is known only because there is a form and name and form here. There is a body, mind, intellect complex here. So this is also equally valid. We cannot rule out. Every spiritual aspirant, when he gets enlightenment, it is through this equipment, So this equipment has got its own relevance. So once equipment, all equipments. So that is why Papa said he is there in the form of creation. It is not merely a creation. The Saguna aspect of God is the creation. Nirguna aspect is the spirit. So even in the first article he brings it out. Ram is pervading everywhere. He is in the form of all names and forms. But at the same time, he is not involved in anything. So there is a jnana and bhakti. He was able to, even after scaling the heights, he was able to maintain the impersonal person. Rooted in the theory in the truth of impersonality, he was able to maintain a personal relationship with him by talking to him, by this also we have to keep on pondering, Because of the sense of individuality only, we try to know something beyond the sense of individuality. So this sense of individuality is also equally revered, respected, because its relevance is there. He gave us a human birth. He gave us an aspiration to know Him. He has facilitated us with satsang with Mahatmas.
Swamiji, it is like the pole which the sports person uses for pole vaulting. The body, mind, intellect complex. It's like the pole which they use for pole
body,
vaulting.
mind, intellect?
Pole vault. Pole vault. With the stick they jump.
Pole vault. Avalambanam. Yeah, correct, you are right. Without that, how can you raise yourself? In pole vault, we fully bank upon that pole.
And leave the pole.
Correct. And then lift ourselves. And then cross the net. So like that, we make use of this. This has got relevance. Nobody need belittle the importance of the sense of individuality or the body, mind, intellect complex. Every Mahatma had this body. Every Mahatma have this body. That is why Patanjali's brought out this yoga concept. It is not merely the mechanical, no? Because we have to keep this body healthy. This is his devalayam, it is his temple. We have so far thought that this is my body and it's only for indulgence, We have never thought that it has been given to us by Him and who is residing here inside. We should not forget that. We have forgotten that and we have used it only as a medium for enjoyment or indulgence. Nice things when we see, we run after it. Nice to eat, All our five sense organs are going out, forgetting that He is there sitting in this body and we have unknowingly neglected Him. We are not looking within. He is sitting there, waiting for our call, but we have treated this body as a hutman for enjoyment. So that is why in Patanjali's, he brings, not yoga itself means union with God. So to keep our body, mind, intellect alert, vigilant, to go within, he prescribed the Ashtanga. So similarly, why we are trying to understand, when we go to the origin, when we try to plumb deep within the origin, so many things come out and then we become, grateful to Him. If you have not given me a body, mind, intellect, equipment and a sense of individuality, I would not have gone to a spiritual preceptor. I would not have known that you are seated within me. I would not have known that I should be able to move towards you. And finally, I should become one with you. All this because this is there, I am staying here. In Bhagavad Gita also you explained, but I did not understand, I did not connect up. It was an academic exercise. In Kshetrajna, know the Kshetra and the Kshetra. There is a difference. Even then I did not understand. So when we go to the origin, all these things become very, very clear to us. So when we go to, that is why so many pragaras are there in any temple, It is not simply straight away you go and see that. There is a Shastra there. Shastra connected to this philosophy. The indwelling spirit is symbolically represented through the idol there or Ishtadevata there. And so many things, From the flag post you can see so many. And then you finally reach before the sanctum sanctorum. And then you wait for the darshan. But we take it outside. Initially okay, but later on we did not find any change in us after going, and we may be standing for 4 or 5 hours in the queue for the darshan of our deity there. We offer whatever we have. We lovingly offer. We have the darshan of the Murti. We do protection. We take the prasad. Everything is there. We get a joy which we cannot explain. And we come back. Still there is no change in me. Because I have not been able to connect him that he is within us. Only when we connect his presence within. That means the origin, our going to the origin will help us. That he is there within, he is there within, he is there within, he is there within. So when I go to a temple, I find he is symbolically represented. Our ancestors were kind enough to bring out these particular signs, or God made them to bring out these particular signs of Kshetram. Otherwise, how will I know? I may not be able to go to a Mahatma, I may not be able to read Shastras. God has given me so many preoccupations. What is the opportunity for me to think about him? So that is why the Kshetra came. And then when I am taken there, I find happiness. And one fine morning I start thinking, if I am seeing God there, why is it that there is no change in me? So slowly we start turning towards it. God will make arrangements. He will make us to get in touch with such type of schools of philosophy. And then we come to realize that is
Swamiji, if we know that he is within us, then we will not go to Kshetra, I think. Isn't it, Swamiji?
We will go to the Kshetras. Because that is a place that has started. We are always grateful for all the temples. We are grateful for all Mahatmas, all Ishtadevatas. Because through that Ishtadevata, God has fulfilled many aspiration. You can list out so many, but we have on.
I think if you come to know that he is within us, then I think he will not go to temple.
That also we will accept,
Accept it. Okay.
That also we will accept it as a form of God. Nothing is taboo here. But the only thing is we will rely on God within and see everything as his manifestation. Absolutely, because crores of people are deriving the benefit from temple visit. Crores in India and abroad. It's a truth. And we remember about 2-3 decades back, 3-4 decades back, when we went to Delhi, at that time Malai Mandir, a temple dedicated to Lord Muruga, they have set it up. So we happened to go there. Nice too. It is on a hill. At the moment we entered there, we still the priest or somebody, the way in which they chant and the way in which they conduct the puja, suddenly, it touched our heart. Not that we were looking at them. We were closing our eyes and we were there for more than half an hour, 1 hour. Then only we have to go to so many places. So, and then we went to the Kochuguruvayurappan temple. Very nice. Then Ayyappa temple. And then we see that, innumerable people go there with all their, commitments. They have to go to office, they have to go to so many things. But morning before they go to office, somehow they go there 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the vehicle run up, have the darshan and go back. God is pulling them, na? So that is a place where through bhakti, through bhakti, the bhakti of bhaktas are the real chaitanyam of the murti. The devotion of devotees is the one which gives the murti lively. More people go there, more people superimpose, and there arises, an inexplicable feeling when you go there. So nothing is here. Papa said no need for, because we should not get stuck up. That's all. In quest of God also we find he went to Rameshwaram, Tirupati. He did not go inside. Rameshwaram, Madurai temple, Jagannathapuri, and in Chidambaram, plenty. So he is bringing us into our attention that nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. He has got his own ways of doing. For us, we try to understand this, and at the same time we try to go within to find out.
Stuck up with one.
We should not get stuck up with anything. Because at that time there is a sentimental, emotional level satisfaction. And later on when we come back, we hardly find it has got any relevance to in our life. But there are some more, I tell you. Laugikas, they are involved in business or anything. Every day I have seen in one place, 1 or 2 places, they will have a box. And at the evening, before they close, they will take from the cash something, at least a coin. They will put it there. It is not the money that matters. Somewhere in the subconscious level, he may not know philosophy, he may not talk philosophy, but he knows that we owe to him only. And he will not complain about the quantity we give, but he will be definitely happy. Something you are parting with. So it's not because of the temple visits. Some name he may give, Balaji, or some name he may give, but he will put it there. Even many devotees of Anandashram also do that. They will say, one devotee feels that ashram is a partner in their business. So like that, it has got its own. We cannot belittle the importance. So when we are talking about Jnanottara Bhakti, all these dimensions he is bringing, making us. So ultimately we have to see 2 things. One about our origin and about this Jnanottara Bhakti, where the Saguna and Nirguna aspects are equally recognized. Nirguna paves the way for Saguna. Otherwise, if it is not the foundation, we may get stuck. But if Nirguna is the base, if the path of knowledge is the base, and then we take to path of devotion, there is a sweetness in it. At the same time, we don't get stuck with any name and form. Then comes something about void. It's a wonderful word, void. we were wondering why Papa used it the first page. Before, we should know this, before introducing the word Ram, he has used the word great void. And after that, he has never touched upon that subject. Probably he would have shared, that is why Mataji gave a lot of explanation about it. Great void. God is the great void. We also, Gagana Sadrisham, we say that. When we apply our mind on those words, even when we chant Vishnu Sahasranam, even when we chant Guru Sthiti, both are there. Shantagaram, Bhujagashayanam, Padmanabham, Suresham, Vishwagaram, Gagana Sadrisham. Meghavarnam, Shubhangam, Lakshmikantam, Kamalanayanam, Yogagir Dhyanagamyam, Vande Vishnum, Bhavavayaharam, Sarvalokaikanadam. Sarvalokaikanadam. That important word. He is the ruler. He is the Almighty Lord of the universe. And the Almighty Lord of the universe, among various things, and the Saguna aspect he has given so, Nirguna aspect also he has given, Gagana Sadrisham.
This space can be compared to great words only. Somewhat it can be compared to some of this space. Complete space.
Faith. Faith है ना? Faith. You mean faith?
Space. That is vacant space.
Space. Right. Space. Because space has no name and form. Space accommodates everything. Space remains untouched and unaffected by whatever that is going on inside. We are looking at a vessel, no? Today you will be taking sambar, tomorrow you may be taking chutney, day after tomorrow you will be taking rasam. Another day you will be taking payasam. But it will not say, I am available only to you for this purpose. In whatever way you want the space, you can. So unconditional love and service, and at the same time untouched, unaffected, whatever is happening. So we can keep on bringing this into our mind. Brahmanandam, Paramasukadam, Kevalam, Jnanamurtim, Danduvatitam, Gaganasadrisham, Tattvamasyaadi Laksham, Yekam, Nityam, Vimalam, Acharam, Sarvadi Sakshibudam, Bhavaditam, Trigunarahitam, Sadgurum, Tam Namami. Purely Nirgunam, all. In Shantagaram, it is Sagunam. There also it is connected. Here it is purely Nirgunam. Everything. So Gaganam, space. So this can be known only through inward journey. Though we are sitting in a hall, which we know the hall was not there, prior to 1903 this hall was not there. So then the hall was constructed. Then it has been named as Centenary Hall. Mataji Centenary, 1903. So Centenary Hall, it has got a name and form. And tomorrow, God forbid, suppose we remove the walls and the roof, the space remains the same. All these things we can understand outside. But we should try to go inward. Because the thought comes from that. So when we try to go through, when we chant Ram Nam, when thoughts are arrested, only Ram Nam thought is there. Slowly we become aware of the presence of this great void in the form of Sakshi, in the form of that witness, consciousness. Witness consciousness is otherwise named as great void. It is there, it remains unaffected. In our own mind, we can find that. Good thought, elevating thought, depressing thought, creative thought, destructive thought, loving thought, thought of hatred. So many things play, but we become aware of it, Who is becoming aware of it? That witness is there, witness consciousness is there. So in that, all these contents are there. The contents do not pollute. Contents do not change the characteristic of the container. So when we chant Ram Nam, we are trying to go within. And with that Ram Nam, we try to remove all other thoughts. And finally the Ram Nam also goes. And what remains is that. So great void is something that also we have to ponder along with our aspiration to know the origin, along with the Jnanottara Bhakti, great void. Then we move from there.
Swami, this void is the internal Akash?
Akash, indwelling Akash.
Internal?
Indwelling space.
Swamiji, internal Akash?
People, Akash, it is okay. But it is not sky, Normally we understand sky. It is the space. Even the so-called sky, there is nothing, there is nothing there. But it is a space in which everything is accommodated. We were told that even when Adi Shankaracharya prescribed this Dashanami Sannyasa Parampara, there also one word we have heard, Akash. One is there, Sagar is there. Normally we say Saraswati, Giri, Puri, Tirth. Then one.
So it is also called Akash?
So then Sagar is also there. But we don't hear, nowadays the suffix is not mentioned everywhere. So where somebody told us that Akash is also there. I don't know whether it is the name of Akash or something else. All the five elements are also brought there. So let us try to understand Gaganam as the one, the big container in which everything is contained. And the container remains untouched, unaffected. And so many thoughts, they rise, they, like the waves, As we witness the passing of every second in our life, it should remind us of the fundamental learning that everything in life arises from somewhere, remains here for a while, passes after fulfilling its mission. So but the container remains the same. So ultimately, the core of our being is that great void.
Swamiji, it is told we are the Swarupam of God. Can you explain, Swamiji? We are also His Swarupam.
We have come from God. Papa used to say He is at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end. We have come from Him, we are living in Him, we are going back to Him. This should be pondered over deeply. These are all some of the things with which we travel inside. Seeking His grace. Mind will immediately go out. So we have to seek His grace. Please enable me to realize this. Please enable me to connect properly with you and your creation. So far I think because I am not very clear about you, I have my own concepts about me and my own concepts about my co-creation. I will not say creation, others. But now, the moment when you ask me to go to my source, then suddenly I feel everything is inside. So enable me to understand and then come back and function as an individual. So long as the body is there, karma sanchitam, no? Because of our karma, we have got this body. So long as the body is there, we continue to remain as an individual outside. So then we know that this sense of individuality is also in that great world. So part of it will be there in the subconscious state. That is why when we keep on doing this, all our Shastras came only to enlighten this. We used to often quote, many a time. Durlabam trayamevai tad Devanugraha hetukam Manushyattvam mumukshatvam Mahavurusha samshayaha. In the second, this is the third sloka in Vivek Chudam. Second also says, it's a long one, we don't remember. Jandunam narajanma durlapamadam. From there he starts. So these are all things they have told us. You have been given this wonderful human birth. And then to know the real purpose of our life and then enjoy, Leela. Somewhere Papa says, what is that? Two roles. You remember? All have forgotten. Huh?
Two birds.
God in world is God. No.
Two parts. One is witness and one is action.
No. Every now and then we have to keep on bringing this. Ramdas played two parts in discharging the great mission with which God entrusted him. Firstly, as an eternal witness of the world drama. A witness who was dispassionate, unaffected, pure, blissful. Our witness consciousness or great world, Secondly, as an actor on the world stage, who performed his role in consonance with the divine initiative and will by spreading the unique message of universal love and service in the countries visited. In playing both these parts, as witness as well as an actor, Ramdas was under the dominating sway and protection of his almighty Ram. Ramdas, being one with Ram, knew he was everybody and everything, for Ram had granted him the realization that he, Ramdas, and the world are not different. As power, God prompts and propels our beings and creatures to action. As the static spirit, he witnesses and sanctions our movements in nature, himself remaining ever still, calm, radiant, the support, the illuminator of the visible and manifest life. So all these things we have to keep on bringing,
Swamiji, in each case, he knows that he is activated by Ram. In our case, we forget that we are activated by him.
Correct. Correct. So we are trying now. So far we need not know about it. When he made us to know about it, we are trying to make it a reality in our life. So where are we now? Great void. Then having equality over all types of division in the society. Because we are day to day, when we function, there will be, in our mind may interpret or conceive so many things about others, about other creation. So when I keep on thinking about the origin, everything, about the Jnanottara Bhakti aspect, about the great void, my assertion should become less and less. Then only I will be able to see the equality. Me first comes my rights and wrongs, my discipline, no? I am trying to enforce on others. It will naturally end in you will be miserable, you will make others miserable, no? So everything we handle with a touch of love. Whether at home or in the office or with friends or in ashram. There should not be any assertion. That word should not be there in us. If we assert, our ego is playing the part. It may justify for the sake of this, for the sake of that. No. As far as possible, we will try to free ourselves from this asserting attitude. I won't say 100% it will be possible.
Discipline is not assertion, Discipline. That is not equal to the assertion,
It is not equal to?
See, when we force other for discipline.
Assertion.
This is not
Discipline we have to impose on ourselves. And to others we should lovingly tell them. We should not assert, it should be done like this, it should be done like that. That word should not come. We remember when somebody complained to Puja Swamiji that nobody is there in the ashram, in the bhajan hall, in the Samadhi Mandir for Ramnam. They are all sitting in the room and chatting something. So Swamiji heard everything. And finally he said, if they are not prompted from within now, what can they do? You can lovingly tell them. This is the place where facilitated. So even in ashram, while if we have reached the enlightenment stage, then we will not bother about it. All of us are sadhakas only. So at this stage, this asserting nature should not be there. Similarly, in household also, I have seen many households, how friendly they are, with children and all the members. And they will give in when the youngsters give some suggestion. The other day, one family came here, 2 daughters and mother and grandmother. The youngest one, she is very serious always. But what she says is, it is something very deep. And her elder sister was seeking guide. I called her as mentor then. Younger sister. Younger sister, I called her as mentor of the whole family. She will patiently hear, and whatever she says, there will be something more than what we understand at that young age. So like that, suppose we have that attitude.
loving.
Loving. And you can assert, you can express when you have become very close and they will not misunderstand us. They will not take it, they will not feel it as something that has hurt to them. A child and a mother, mother scolds. But this child knows that ultimately mother has love for me. When that is established, whatever we talk will not hurt them. The moment somebody gets hurt, it is because, we have failed in bridging our relationship with them. They have failed in bridging their connection with us. So especially at home, in the office, with friends, suppose we are the president or secretary of the residents association. So many people will come and they will place there, there suppose the asserting attitude is under the banner of discipline. If we do that, it will not serve the purpose. But you can say, we have been prompted to do this. We have been prompted that it should be done. You also think about it. Lovingly handle. And Swamiji said in a very clear cut, if they are not prompted from within, what can they do? No, if everybody sits, it's all right. What to do? Suppose you drag them, what can, lovingly tell them, this has been provided, this has been facilitated. Probably if you don't know, you can take it. You will find, if you find joy, you continue. Because total freedom is given. You know, this Ramnam chanting, 6 to 6 was started only in 88. Previously it was not there. But here an additional facility has been given to us by Baba Mataji, that through in the Samadhi Mandir, this morning 6 to evening 6 it goes on, especially when so many people are there in the ashram. Instead of spending time here, they will spend time there. They enjoy it. One more addition. Similarly, programs in the Bhajan Hall. Similarly, programs in the Centenary Hall. We can have our own program in our room. Nothing wrong in it. But having facilitated, why not we take advantage? We come all the way from different places and then we take advantage of it. So the equality, that is what we mean. Equality is a thing we have to keep on hammering ourselves. Before closing, we will just read a beautiful quotation by Papa. The life principle that activates our beings is the same. We all breathe the same air, walk on the same earth, and are equally entitled to the enjoyment of the amenities which nature provides. The earth yields its rich gift to all alike. The difference between man and man on the material plane are, in truth, unnatural, improper. For the component parts and the composition of human bodies and the qualities inherent in them are not diverse and conflicting. If we look with the pure vision that belongs to an enlightened mind, we do not see any clear-cut line of demarcation that isolates man from man, one set of people from another, and one nation from another. We are indeed parts of the stupendous whole. We are units that form the world community or family, so we can live and act as members of a world brotherhood and federation. Where do we start this? At our own home, in our own organization, in our own office. Otherwise, how will we? We have shared all these things, but probably again we will repeat that. When we were working, one of our colleagues was laid up seriously. Many reported that he is almost in a critical stage. Immediately the assistant manager called us. Those of you who are interested, you take the vehicle and go during the working time. So we immediately, 7-8 people, immediately we got up and said we are going. Work should not suffer. So in every department somebody will be there. When we were going, we still remember, this had happened 40, 50 years back, but still remember the touch, human touch of the manager. Don't go with empty hand. Buy something and go there as a form of love. Then only it struck to us. Then everybody, started buying fruits, Horlicks, and somebody said he may not be having a fan. So table fan, so many things, bread, biscuits, and we all went there. Yes, he was emaciated, he was very weak. Any time the death can come, that was the stage. Mrs. was crying, we went there. Immediately, everybody sat on his cart, took his hand, started talking so many things. Immediately another group of people started cleaning and cutting the fruits. Somebody went inside and prepared the Horlicks. Somebody fitted the fan. 1 or 2 hours we spent. You will be surprised to know, when we left, he came out and saw us off. Later on he joined duty. When we hear Papa's words, we should start from somewhere, We cannot go and embrace the whole world. Wherever we are, we should make a beginning. So equality. Equality, where are we? He has shown, when he was walking, when he went there for water, those things he has, in quest of God, he has made it clear. He did not feel any difference. That stage we have not reached. But at least we will try to ensure that the love aspect is not corroded, is not corrupted, is not becoming conditional. And we will not assert, we will not hurt anybody. Whatever may be the result, we will not hurt anybody. So these are all some of the points. That means Papa wants the in-depth study to integrate with our daily life. There is no spiritual life and there is no worldly life. Every time he keeps on connecting it, integrating it, blending it with the daily life. And we all must make a beginning from wherever we are. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Swamiji, put on your video at the end.
End, they want the